women, what is your number one need? Attention. Sorry, ma. Attention is number one need, right? What does this attention mean to you?
Attention means...
Educate the guys.
Okay, attention means giving all your time and money and...
Where are you running to?
I'm intoxicated by the power in that name. That name is more powerful than neutron bomb, more powerful than chemotherapy. That name is more powerful than radiotherapy. I've seen the name work.
One church, making global impact. This is the Transforming Church International. One church making global impact.
Hey everybody, how are you all doing? Have a look at someone around you and tell the person, I look more cuter than you do. Amen. What's Pastor Shegun doing at the back? Can I have my pastors come to the front? Sit down, let me be looking at you in the front. Amen. How much we need to thank our worship leaders for the great... Were you blessed? Was it a great time worshiping the Lord here today? Amazing worship team, and good to see Omar with us. I could almost recognize you again. Amen. Let the Lord speak to someone. When I was looking at Omar, I'm like, geez, speak, Lord, speak, Lord. And somebody was actually on my mind. I said, Lord, speak to him, speak to him, speak to him. And I just hope the Lord will speak to him and rebuke stubbornness. I'm telling you, when I just saw her with the glasses, I'm like, chai, this is the finest version of Omar. It's just like there's no end to what she can become. I'm trying to imagine you with punk now. I'm trying to like, what's Omar going to look like with punk, you know? What are you doing? God is talking to you. Who sent you? You're already walking. Praise God. I hope they take me off the echoes and just put me strong on the sound. It's too much echo here. Lift your hands to the Lord and worship him. Leave me at the altar with my Father. Leave me at the altar with my... Would you make that your song to the Lord? Leave me at the altar. Just take it. Tell the devil, leave me at the altar. Speak to every situation and circumstance bothering you. You need to sing for depression to know that you are the altar with your Father. Talk to your past. Talk to your history. Talk to your origin. Speak to the voice that is trying to keep you small, keep you down. Speak to that voice. Let me hear you say, leave me at the altar with my Father. Leave me at the altar with my Father. Open your mouth and speak to your goddess and just let the devil know I'm with my Father. I want you to sing, speak to him, not the backups. Just go ahead and talk to your Father. I want to hear everybody in the house speak to your past, speak to your history. Tell that thing, leave me at the altar. Leave me at the altar with my Father. You're speaking to something. Leave me at the altar with my... You're speaking to the voice trying to drown you. Lift your hands to him and tell him how you feel. Tell him how you feel. Tell him how you feel. Hallelujah. My life is a sacrifice for you. Oh Lord, I'm available to you. My life is a sacrifice for you. Oh Lord, I'm available to you. My life is a sacrifice for you. Oh Lord, I'm available. Lift your hands to him. Father, we thank you. We give ourselves to you. We surrender ourselves to you. Have your way in our lives. In Jesus Christ's mighty name we worship. Can I have the best of your amen? All right, look at someone around you and tell the person, I love you now. Just anyhow, I love you. God bless you. Take your seats in the presence of the Lord. There's a scripture I want to touch on, and it's in Amos chapter 3 and verse 3. I like to use it when I speak to singles. Take it out. Amos chapter 3, and we celebrate all of our online audience watching from around the world. Can we celebrate all our Zoom audience? People are watching literally from around the world. We celebrate you. Thank you for connecting with us. Can two walk together except they be what? Agreed. Can two walk together except they be agreed? I want to speak to you on what I title positioning for marriage. Positioning for successful marriage. Positioning yourself for successful marriage. Somebody is preparing to marry you. How prepared are you to be married? I hope that somebody's preparation will not be met with frustration because of your own lack of preparation. Someone is working so hard to become a good husband and a good wife to you. I hope that you are not just focused on marriage only to end up frustrating the person for the lack of preparation. When preparation meets with opportunity, success is inevitable. One of the greatest things you can ever do for the spouse that God is bringing you to is to be prepared. Can I say that again? The greatest reward you can give to the person that God is bringing into your life is the gift of a prepared spouse. I love the fact that you're writing that. The greatest gift you can ever give to your partner is the gift of preparedness. That you met me prepared. That when you were coming to me as a woman, you met me as a wife. That I had become a wife before you came to me. So it is not marrying you that made me become a wife. I was a wife before you found me. He that finds a wife finds a good thing. Am I correct? So the prayer is that you will be found as a wife and you'll be found as a husband. Being born as a male is a matter of chance. Being born as a female is a matter of chance. Becoming a man, becoming a woman, then becoming a husband and becoming a wife requires preparation. You don't become an husband by accident. You can be joined, but to become an husband is not an accident. The worst thing that can ever happen to anybody's child is for him or her to connect with you in marriage, but you were not prepared for him or her. So most of the times when I talk with singles, you always say, Pastor Sam, pray for me. I just want to marry. I say, who wants to marry? This version of you wants to marry? No, this version of you is a disaster going somewhere. You know it yourself. I asked someone a question. I said, if you're a man, will you marry you? And the same question I'm asking a guy. If you're a woman, will you marry you? Kai, someone said, Pastor, with the way I break things, no, I will not want to marry me. Yeah. You know, don't think that I just fell from heaven as a pastor. I went to school. I went to boarding school. I went to day school. I went to the university. And one of the most remarkable experiences I had in the anybody from University of Ibadan here? Oh, look at you, man. Love you. We are usually not many. Raise your hand. You UIs. Greatest UIs. Greatest. You went to UI undergraduate? What hall were you in? Huh? Sir? Yeah, what hall were you in? You come from outside of campus. You should have stayed in school. Huh? Call out what hall were you in? You were in Zik Hall? No, I was a Zikite too. Fantastic. I was in C35. You know. Now there's this hostel, Queen Hall. There are two crazy halls in the University of Ibadan that belongs to ladies. Queen Hall, Idia Hall. Idia Hall, they are, let me not say it bad things. So, Queen Hall is more like for the polished girls. So it's almost like the girls from that, if you hear a girl is from Queen's Hall, it's like she's from Maitama, she's from, then when you hear girls from Idia Hall, it's a mixture. It could be anything from, there, like that. You understand? I don't want to mention anywhere in Abuja. So, one of the days, as a fellowship person, I had the opportunity of going to visit some of our sisters. So, with the mindset I had, I was expecting when you get into this sister's room, you're going to be hearing perfume, you're going to see everything properly arranged. I was shocked. I thought I entered a dump site. See clothes, and you know I'm a very sharp person. I see quickly. The moment I enter a place, I can scan. If I look at you, I can scan you. It doesn't take me time. The moment I entered the place, I had seen under the bed. Come on, ladies, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, see sister outside. Ladies, fantastic outside. I wish today we can do something. I wish all ladies here now, I wish we can follow you home. Don't get home before us. Come on, talk to me now. Yeah, man. Yes, no, yes, wait. You know we will not come. But I wish we could just. That's when you say, hold on, please, I'm coming. That's The same thing will happen to the brothers. But it's more shocking with the ladies. Because sometimes the assumption you have with all the well-packed and well, it's wonderful outside, you're like, that is going to look better inside. We were shocked. And then I had the opportunity of also schooling at Petroleum Training Institute in Warri. And then there's only one female hostel. And Petroleum Training Institute Warri is a place where women from oil industry, ladies whose parents are very wealthy in the oil sector, that's where they go to school. So I was fortunate to be admitted there to study. And I was assigned by our church. I was assigned by the campus fellowship because no brother wants to be in charge of the sisters' hostel. Because the sisters' hostel is a place that when you're going to the hostel, the moment you come in through their gates, you could see ladies walking in pants. And they really don't care because they don't care. So brothers who still want to go to heaven don't like to enter that place. So the fellowship said, Brother Sam, it's you who sent to the battlefront. I said, so I don't want to go to heaven? But God granted us victory there. Another experience I had there, same thing. When it's fellowship time, we're just going to, sister, it's time for fellowship. Oh God, some of the things you will see. The greatest gift you can ever give to anyone you want to marry is a gift of a prepared spouse. That before you met me, I was prepared. Listen, it's worth more than cars, more than anything that I prepared for you. Can I tell you something? Have you thought about the fact that why is it that when Jesus died, saved us, why didn't he take us to heaven? Can anybody tell me why the church is still here? Why is the church still on earth? Huh? Is your mansion, they are preparing your mansion. That's why. Look at you. Hey, you look at mansion. No. The reason why we are not yet presented, I hope you know there's something called marriage supper of the Lamb. That is when Jesus will be officially married to us. When the Father will have us become his. Is that okay? Now, the reason why the church has not been presented yet is because the church has to be without spot or wrinkle. Is that okay? So he is working on us to present us to himself. Telling you that the greatest gift you can ever give your partner is the gift of being prepared. That when listen, the question is, when I have you, what do I have? I hope I don't have Fuji House of Commotion. If I marry you, who did I marry? Say, listen, your gift, your talent is not what your partner is looking for. Your talent is for the world. Preparedness, that you are prepared to communicate. You are prepared to share. You are prepared to manage. You are prepared to interact. You are prepared to endure. You are prepared to be self-controlled. That preparedness, and by the way, on a lighter note, that you are prepared to satisfy your partner sexually. And may God help you, it depends on the one you meet. There are partners that it is once a week, the Lord appears in the garden once a week. There are those that shows up some like 3 times in a week. And there are those that appear, morning and evening sacrifice. It has to be there. God bless you. I don't know the one coming your way. I see somebody already pray, say, Father, it's 1 week, once a week. Now, these are some of the things you don't know. You don't know what. And the sad part of it is that many of you sisters, you are very calculative. That brother that can shake a man there. Hikifiki bekete. Legedegede. PCVDD. Halala. Tamananaya. See, that one, he will not like too much sex. Sister. How many times I call you? Run. Those who have married such brothers that they consider to be spiritual, they have come, Papa, he will kill me. I said, who? I said, I didn't you? She said, Papa, when I saw him, I thought he was a spiritual brother. I said, that is part of spirituality. So on a very, very introductory note, the greatest gift you can take to the person you want to marry is the gift of a prepared you. A body hast thou prepared for me. Jesus did not come when Adam fell. It took time to prepare him to come. Did you hear that? The greatest gift, you're not writing that down, you better do. The greatest gift, you will understand it when you get married. The greatest gift you can ever give to your partner is the gift of a prepared you, not a prepared house. There are 8 things in positioning yourself for marriage. No, not just marriage. In positioning yourself for a successful marriage. There are 8 things you must define. You cannot be ignorant of this as you prepare to go into marriage. 8 things you must define and 8 relationships you must build. Let's start with 8 things you must define. 8 things every single must define to position yourself for a successful marriage. We are living in a day and time whereby marriages now last only 6 weeks. We had a situation recently whereby the very night when they got home, the lady called, she said, I made a mistake. There are all kinds of things happening right now. Divorce rate is spiking everywhere. All over the world, divorce is on the rise. Why? You guess right. Too many unprepared individuals going into marriage, hoping that marriage as an institution will fix what they did not fix in themselves. Marriage is a revealer of how prepared or unprepared you are. Write that down. Marriage is a revealer of how prepared or how unprepared you are. Marriage will reveal what you focus your attention on. Yes. If you are the type that focus so much on your degrees and you kept on going for masters and PhD and all of that, certification, and you never had time working on yourself, marriage will reveal your lack of preparation for marriage. If you are the type that focus on your talents, your gift, you just kept on developing your gifts, your talent, your ability to preach, your ability to write, your ability to speak, your ability to sing. If that was all you were preparing, that was all you gave yourself to, marriage will come to reveal how that you did not prepare for marriage. And someone said, Pastor Sam, when should I start preparing? The moment you come into the consciousness, whether you are 13, 14, 15, 16, most importantly from 18, you must double your preparation for marriage. Whether you are ready or not, be prepared. It is better for marriage to meet you ready than for you to start getting ready in marriage. Can I say that again? It is better for marriage to meet you ready than for you to begin to get ready in marriage. 8 things you must define in order to position yourself properly for marriage. 8 things you must define. Number 1, self-identity. We call it self-identity definition. Who am I? Who are you? You cannot be confused and hope that marriage will define you. Define yourself before you get married. So one of the things you must define is, who am I? Know who you are. You don't go into marriage shopping for compliments. There is nothing wrong with your partner complimenting you. Question: what if your partner is not used to compliment and you are someone shopping for compliment? You get into marriage and you are starved of compliment. That will be the reason why, if you find compliment outside of your marriage, you're going to get into adultery. Define yourself. Define who you are. Know who you are. One of the most powerful words I've heard from one of the greatest historians, one of the greatest philosophers, is know thyself. Write that down. Know myself. I must know myself. Self-definition. You need to define yourself. Define your identity. Know who you are. I was in Kaduna State University yesterday, and I was talking to the students, and I said to them, I brought somebody close to me, and I said to them, I said, you know, the most amazing thing in this life is the fact that I have never gotten anywhere. Manuel, you know, I'm thinking about that. I've never gotten anywhere whereas I wanted to do what I'm called to do, or what I want to do. I've never gotten anywhere and they say, sorry, we're so sorry. We will need you to increase your height. I've never gotten anywhere, sir, where height was needed. I played handball. I played handball at the national level. Even as a handballer, nobody ever told me that you need height to play handball. The only place I was wise enough never to go to and tell them I want to join them is a basketball team. I could go around the court when nobody was there and throw the ball, but I never told them I want to join your team. There's nothing on earth, no exam I wanted to write. They say, sorry, sir, you need height to write this exam. As I'm talking to you now, do I need height to talk to you? And if I needed one, at least they've given me height here. The point I'm making is, if you look at me and say, see this short man, it won't insult me. You know why? I know me. Now, see this short man is a revelation to you. It's not an insult to me. And if you thought by saying that you insulted me, it just simply shows that your mind is thinking in the reverse. Because see this short man, to you is an insult, but for me it's an affirmation. In fact, I just got another confirmation of my height. Am I talking to somebody here? You see, some of the things that you get offended by are actually a revelation of the fact that you too don't know yourself. See your mouth. Praise God. So you're just discovering that I have big lips. See your lips, see big. So what? Is that my brain? Is my lips my brain? See you are too tall, and because of that, somebody will go and sit down and begin to cry. Oh God, so what should God do now? He should break your legs and bring you down? I'm talking about self-identity. Celebrate your uniqueness. Have a look at someone around you. Say, ain't you glad you're sitting around someone like me? Just help me as a person. Are you not like, look at me. Are you not glad you are hanging around just for God's sake, that God had mercy on you and kept me beside you? Look at the person. You go to, I know myself. So I go to America. Hello, hi. Hi, man, how you doing? I say, fine. I don't speak American English, I speak English. The word is speak English. Even England, if you go to the United Kingdom, there are remote parts of United Kingdom where the English is not like that in London. Accentuated English. There is South African English. There is Chinese English. So don't make me small in America when you speak American English. Don't make me feel small that I'm speaking Nigerian English. Everybody is speaking their own version of English. The most important is, did you hear me? Come, did you hear that? Go, did you hear that? Go, did you hear it? Do you understand what I mean it? The major problem, the reason why you don't relate, the reason why you don't socialize, you are too self-conscious. Hey, how are you doing? God bless you, lady. How are you doing? Now my nose, then they look. Thank you so much. God bless you. Hello, yeah. Look at the person, eyeball towards her. God bless you. Now my forehead, did they look? See, my forehead. Know yourself. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. Never let anybody make you feel small. It's a gift, it's a privilege if I choose to associate with you. Anybody who wants to reduce you to admit you is unworthy of your friendship. You didn't hear what I just said? Anybody who wants to reduce you before he admits or she admits an associate with you, such a person is unworthy of your friendship. Somebody said to yourself, I'm good enough. I'm not here. I'm not here and say I'm good enough. Tall, I am good enough. Short, I am good enough. Big, I am good enough. Petite, I am good enough. Just look at your neighbor, say, anyhow, I am good enough. Celebrate yourself. One guy got angry. We were flying, I think, from London to Germany. And we're flying first class. So, I guess when the guy saw my wife and I coming in, I guess maybe he was expecting us to walk straight to the back. Fortunately, as God will save his soul, my wife and I were sitting on the first. I'm on 1D, my wife was on 1F. We're occupying the first set of row. And you could see that racist attitude. Just for us to even keep, I created a space. I kept my wife's bag. Then I was going to keep my own carry-on. The space I created, right where we're seated. The guy just looked at me. And the next thing he just did, he carried his own bag. And he put it there. I said, sorry, I created the space. He just looked at me. I went and he sat down. My wife said, baby, egbesibo me. There's a beauty of knowing language, eh? My wife said, I better keep your bag somewhere else. So I turned to the other side. There was another place, and I kept my bag. And I looked at him, and I sat in his front. He was behind me. And when the plane took off, I reclined the chair by force. I just pushed it back. Your color can make me small. Where they born you, I was born in Kaduna. I was born in the barracks. That they gave birth to you in Ikoyi doesn't make a barrack boy a smaller version. Do you know Pastor Matthew Ashimolo? They gave birth to him he's a barrack boy. So barrack boys are ruling. Ajegunleo, you can't make me feel small. That I was born in Ajegunle, you were born in VI. So what? Help me look at your neighbor, say, I celebrate myself. Don't let where you marry dictate who you, don't let where you were born dictate who you marry. That you were born in a small place doesn't mean you should be looking for a small person. You deserve the best. You can go from the guttermost if you package and prepare yourself. You can go from the guttermost and marry someone at the uppermost. It begins with defining yourself. Who am I? And defining yourself begins with eliminating who you are not. You are not what they say you are. Defining yourself, defining who you are, begins with eliminating who you are not. Take note of that. Defining who you are begins with eliminating who you are not. So here's what I normally do, sir, when I help people in this area of self-definition. You know the way we normally do singular and plural table, right? Okay, so what I always say is, on the singular side of the table, you write who I am not. On the other side of the table, on the plural side, you write who I am. Okay? Now listen, this is going to hurt you a bit because it may take you back a little bit to your history. So on the side where you write who I am not, I wish I had my table here so that I can show you, but I'm sure you get the picture of what I'm saying, right? Fantastic. So on the left hand side, so if you're looking at your book, you can draw a table to the left hand side, who I am not. Or just simply write, I am not. And the other side, who I am, or write, I am. Have you noticed when God wants to introduce himself, when Moses said, who shall I tell them send me? He said, I am. Have you noticed when Jesus wants to talk, he will say, I am. He said, I am the door. I am the way. I am the truth. You need to reclaim the power of I am by first of all establishing the power of I am not. Is that okay? The most healthiest of individuals who have strong self-esteem have been able to write I am not. List out all the I am nots. And then you should be able to list out I am. Is that okay? So when you talk to people, you introduce I am. That is why God says, I am that I am. Is that okay? It's a compound statement. Say anything that can come after it, I am. So when Jesus came to introduce himself, he said, I am the bread of life. I am the way. I am the door. I am. That's how Jesus talks. When they met John the Baptist, they said, are you the Christ? Listen to what John the Baptist said. He said, I am not. That's how to start talking. I am not. I love Jesus, but I refuse to be in his shadow. Don't try to compare me with anybody. Jesus is wonderful, but I refuse to admit that I am him. I am not him. So John the Baptist began by saying, I am not. And then the next thing he said is, I am a voice. So I'm going to give you an assignment. I want you to take, this is very critical. This is very critical. I want someone to look at I am not column now. And here's what I want you to think about. When you were growing up, what did that teacher call you? Just simply write, I am not. Your father look at you and say, you are the worst thing that ever happened to me. Just simply say, I am not the worst thing. You are the black sheep of our family. I am not. Every voice that has ever labeled you wrongly that you remember, don't let it stay in your mind. Write it out. I am not. In fact, let me say this. You are not even what you did. Don't confuse what you did with who you are. It is true that you stole when you were small, but you are not what? You're not a thief. It is true that you committed abortion, but you're not an abortionist. I am not. I'd like you to write, I am not. I give you the next 60 seconds. Look at that area. I am not. I remember, I'm not a failure. I failed, but I'm not a failure. Your mother told you that they did not plan to have you. I'm not a mistake. They made a mistake. I am not a mistake. I'm not a fool. That I can't do mathematics doesn't make me a fool. It just simply means that is not my area of strength. I am wired for something better than mathematics. Must everybody be calculating stuff? Who will write letters? What I am not good at doesn't define who I am. Must everybody play football? That I can't swim, does that make me to be a very useless human being? Let those who want to swim, swim. I am not useless because of what I can't do. Please, I'd like you to write, I am not. I am not. And you need to start telling yourself, I am not, because all through your life you'll be hearing, you are this, you are that. And everything that comes after you are is negative. Your first boyfriend, first girlfriend, your former boyfriend, former girlfriend, look at you and say, you are useless. You think anybody will ever come after you? That's your opinion. Let him stay alive and watch you in the next 3 years. He will be the door guy opening the door for you to enter the place. Someone finds it difficult to pick my calls. You know why? Some years ago, the person went to tell his friends that guy, several years back, he said that guy will never make it. And the person is still alive today, sir. Sir, he has faded out of history. So I said, look, I don't care about what he has said. Let me reach out to him. So out of compassion, I called. The moment he heard my voice, he said, sorry, sir. He cut off the call. I tried calling back. He will not pick the call again. He can't stand the fact that I'm alive. And his brother has come to visit me and went to tell him what God is doing. Thank you. These guys are so smart. Bring it close to me. Help me appreciate that. I feel like staying a little bit on this. Because this is, listen, if you don't deal with I am not, it will lead you to decide who to marry. Because if you meditate too much on, look at you. See, you know you are good for nothing. Nobody will marry someone like you. You know you are. If you're not careful, it will make you, when somebody worthy comes, you're going to move into insecurity. Imposter syndrome will take over you. You begin to feel, I am not good enough for this person. And the lady said to me, she said, Pastor, I broke the relationship. She said, the guy kept on asking me, what did I do wrong? She said, Pastor, the guy is too good for me. She said, I'm afraid one day he will wake up and realize my past. He will get to realize some of the things that people call me, and the guy will change his mind. I said, what? You don't have an idea what people are dealing with. Tear the labels. Here's what I'm showing you here. This is what to do. I am what? I am not. And then here you write what? So in self-definition, can somebody just mention one thing you are not? If you've written it down, what is it? Write one. You know what, ma? I'm not a failure. I am not a failure. Somebody give me something else. Say it again, ma. I am not poor. Fantastic. My family background does not define my future. What else? I am not. You're not a fool. Thank you very much, ma'am. Not a fool. That I didn't pass your course doesn't mean that I failed life's exam. It's your own exam I failed, not life's exam. And those who pass your course are not necessarily going to pass life's exam. Huh? I'm not what? mistake. I'm not a mistake. All right, so all of this, you can write the list down. Remember what everybody has ever called you, including your pastor. Every negative statement that has been placed on you as a label, it's time to write, I am not. It is your fight back. See, what I'm talking to you, if you do it, it will be a thorough healing process for you. So what do you write here? I am what? Talk to me, I'm what? I'm a success. I'm a blessing, right? I'm a gift to the nations. What else? Just go ahead and write it down. Write what you are. John the Baptist said, I am not the Christ, I am a voice. People always want to put labels on you. Reject it. In fact, from what we learned from Jesus Christ, when Jesus said to the disciples, who do men say that I am? It will amaze you to know, out of 12 or even more people that were present, only one person said you are the Christ. Is that okay? Every other person say, hey, you are Elijah. Oh, you are Moses. You are this and this. Meaning people were describing him based on their perception of him. And their perceptions were not right. It was their reality, but it was wrong. So sometimes in life, you may meet about 12 people and the first 11 will define you wrongly. That is why it's dangerous for you to be shopping for compliments and definitions from men. Know who you are. Spend time with God. Let God introduce you to yourself. Let God tell you who you are. And there are 3 books of the Bible that I will recommend you read if you want to know who you are. That's where you can start from. Ephesians, Colossians, and Philippians. In fact, you can add Romans. You can start from Romans. Do Romans, Ephesians, Philippians, and Colossians. In Romans, you will get to discover that you are not a condemned person, because there is therefore now no condemnation to those who are in Christ Jesus, who walk. Am I talking to somebody here? There is no condemnation. You get to discover in Romans you are the righteousness of God. Pastor, with all the bad things I've done, in Christ, I am the righteousness of God. In Ephesians, you find you are exalted and seated in heavenly places above principalities and powers. So I am the righteousness of God. I am exalted. I am blessed. I am. Go through scripture. Whatever scripture says you are, you are. I wish I can dig deep. I'm very passionate about identity. Particularly in this day and age whereby identity has become the major problem. The whole of the LGBTQ movement is all about identity crisis. Some people who didn't have somebody to tell them the difference between I am and I am not, because nobody was there to help them, and they've been overwhelmed by I am nots, and I am nots have become I am. You are not catching what I'm saying here. These individuals are now the ones telling us that I am not is I am. Did you get that? So somebody will look at you and say, oh, the way you smile, you're a lady. Sorry, ma'am, my name is Sam. No, your smiles. I'm sure you don't know yourself. That's what I used to have as a problem too, until I discovered who I am. And who am I now? I am not a he. I'm a they. I'm a we. So I am not has become, talk to me, it has become. And I hope there's nobody here. Help me tap someone around you. Say, look, if the person is a bros, tell him you're a bros. Tell the person, if anything is running in your mind, you are a she. Come on, help somebody right now. Before you travel somewhere and come back and we're looking at you, what happened? No, and then you're wearing high heels as a bros. What I'm sharing with you, I am not, is at the heart of the LGBTQ movement. It is the cause of the major problems we're having today on earth. When I am not becomes I am. So here's what I want to say to you. You cannot go into marriage having confused identity. You cannot be somebody's wife thinking you will one day become the husband. Neither can you go into marriage as a husband hoping you're going to become a wife. It's important you define your identity. Number two, second thing you must define, your purpose. Purpose definition. Why am I here? Why am I on earth? You don't need a partner when you don't know your purpose. What is the partner coming to help you accomplish? Hello, sir. If my car is damaged, who do I need to help me fix it? Huh? An auto mechanic, am I correct? Do you need a tailor? And call the tailor, say, bring your tape rule. My car is having a problem. Use your tape rule. How is a tailor going to fix a car? You don't even invite a doctor. A doctor can't fix your car. A doctor can't discern, diagnose your car. He can't, because that is outside the assignment of a doctor. Here's what I'm saying to you. Purpose should decide who your partner should be. Not beauty, not looks. How many of you have seen the latest Mercedes Maybach? Whoosh. Can somebody tell me some of the cars that you like? Some of your finest car. Can somebody tell me, give me your brand? Huh? Say it again. Porsche, Dodge. You like the noise, right? Say. Range Rover, fantastic. Lamborghini, Ferrari. Now here's a question. They are all beautiful. Am I correct? Here's what I want to ask. What I want to ask you. If you want to cross a river or you want to cross an ocean, do you need a Lamborghini? You need a Ferrari. Can you see that because of the assignment before you, Lamborghini has become useless? If you marry a Lamborghini to cross a river, that's where your marriage will end. Because now you will realize that your wife or your husband is a burden. Because now someone that should help you cross the river is the one you must carry across the river. I don't know how to listen. Many are weeping. Pastors are weeping. Leaders are weeping because of what I'm telling you. Many have come to the river where they need their wives and their husband to help them cross the river of life to the next phase, only to realize the wife I married, the husband I married is incapable of the assignment before me. Now my partner is going to become my burden. I have to carry someone that should be helping me to get across. And this is the point at which it is at this point when I'm looking at how do I cross this river with this kind of person. This is a Lamborghini where I need a boat. The assignment before me requires a boat, but the person I went and picked is a car. And the car is incapable of carrying out the function of the boat. Now you will come to realize beauty means nothing. I love the shape of the Dodge. Yeah, see. Seed with the shape. Okay, so shape has come to river, swim. May back, may see the back. See the back. Somebody know the back I'm talking. So see the back. Oh yeah, hey, oh yeah, enter water, cross the river. The back has not even become a problem. Because now we need to move forward, but there's something taking us backwards. Whatever that means to you. Some of you, God will forgive your heart. The way your mind is thinking, we're talking about Maybach. I don't know what your mind is thinking about. Are you getting the message? Don't marry for aesthetics. Marry for assignment. There's nothing wrong with aesthetics. Let it be that what is wired for your assignment is beautiful. But what is beautiful may not be wired for your assignment. Function is superior to fashion. Because by nature, fashion fades away. Function. Have you noticed that cars, the basic function of a car is to move? Am I correct? And basically, all cars need tires. They need engine. They need seats inside. Function. Is that okay? Now, whether it comes in a Mercedes body, or it comes in a Lamborghini body, or it comes in a Tesla body, whether it comes with silver heads and hoods and all of that, whether it comes with gold touch and stuff like that, voice activated, whatever, the most important thing is function, movement. What is the value of a beautiful car that doesn't move? Purpose. What is your assignment on earth? Can I share this with you? This was the greatest regret of a man of God they called Moses. Anybody know Moses? You remember that man? The greatest regret of Moses is not doing ministry with his wife. When ministry opportunity came, when the time came for Moses to step into ministry, he realized that the woman he married before he discovered his assignment is incapable of going along with him. She became the greatest burden of his life. She cursed him. Spend time to know why you exist. Don't be too much in a hurry to know who to marry. Who to marry for what? And as a lady, don't marry face, don't marry shape, don't marry size, marry space. Pastor Sam, what do you mean by that? Hello, lady, you were created to be a what? Talk to me loud. You are created to be what? So what you are looking for is there space for the kind of help I have to offer in the life of this man? Hello, sir. What is your assignment? Where are you going to? Based on your assignment, I will see whether the kind of preparation I've been going for is for the kind of person that you are and the assignment you have. Is there space in your life for my assignment? For my gift, for my talent, for my abilities, for what I've been prepared for? You can't be a size 60 woman in the life of a man with size 4 mind. If you are too big for his space, he will shrink you into his space. Did you hear what I just said right now? If you are too big by your preparation for his space, he will shrink you into his own space. Guys, it's time for you to look beyond all the ephemerals. Look beyond, oh, she's there. God. Okay, so you've spoken in tongues. You've seen how beautiful she is, how tall she is, and all of that. Question now becomes, what is your assignment? It was the assignment before Adam, God looked at the man and said, I will make him a help meet for him. Because the man that will carry out the assignment, needs someone on assignment to the man. You didn't hear what I just said right now. I think I'm saying too many things. I think maybe they are too big for you. I don't know. Can I say, guys, don't marry a woman for your assignment. Marry a woman who have an assignment to you. She is not to carry out your own assignment. She is to carry out an assignment to you. If the woman walks you, you will walk your walk. Never marry a woman who doesn't desire you. Hello, guys. The first thing to establish, you must be 100% sure this woman desires me. For her desire shall be unto her husband. Any woman whose desire you doubt, don't settle with a marriage. You will have to listen to this over and over. Play it in your car because it will make sense maybe 40 days after now. Her desire shall be who, sir? To her husband. Never marry a woman who doesn't desire you. How are you? You know, I was just thinking about you. It's like I've not spoken to you today. No, sweetheart. We just spoke together about 30 minutes ago. Oh, really? Time has gone. Which time? You know, I just like hearing your voice. I just like being around you. I'm not talking about the fact that she's manipulative about you. I'm not saying she has anxiety disorder. I'm not saying she's having avoidance disorder. I'm not saying she has any manipulative attachment. No. I'm saying that there is this genuine desire for who you are. It begins with knowing your purpose. Help me ask your neighbor, say, what will be your purpose? Say, why are you here on earth? What is your difference? What is your uniqueness? These are the questions to ask yourself. What am I here for? So, sir, this was what I discovered when I was going to decide who was going to be. I was in Abuja here. And I have 3 ladies. One working at the airport, 2 of them businesswomen. The 2 businesswomen, they all have houses, one in Garki, one in Apo. The 2 of them multi-millionaires. One of them secretary AGM First Bank. And all these ladies, they have opened their heart to Pastor Sam, you are the one I want to marry. And okay, my pastor is not here. 1 or 2 of my pastors, there were some of my pastors who were also working with them to make sure I fall into the trap. Because one of them has promised one of my pastors that if he can work on me, that she end up marrying me, she will get him visa to London. So I was the meal ticket for London. But sir, at that period I didn't have a house. In Abuja here I didn't have a car. I didn't have a car of my own. But I was wise enough to know that marriage is not car. Car will soon go out of fashion. House will soon go out of fashion. Then you will now come to the reality of who you married. I said, God, is this a woman? And the Lord said, I did not call you into this world to marry a woman so you can become wealthy. I will bless you. You don't need a woman to become blessed. I will bless you. He said, none of them is the one. I said, so Lord, who is the person? And listen to the question God asked me. The Lord said, when you were doing ministry in Lagos, who was the person that loves your ministry genuinely and was supporting, assisting the men who were working with you, not for anything, sir? Mama Oye. Sir, as a young girl, she was doing business between Abuja and Lagos. Mama came and met one of my pastors and said, sir, how much will it cost to be printing flyer for our miracle night? So Mama Oye began to fund the flyers for our miracle nights. She didn't meet me. She met the pastor in charge. She says, don't tell pastor, I want to be paying for it. Number 2, all the pastors around me, she will buy them singlets, short boxers, and all of that. She buys them, buy water, give them money to say, sir, keep doing the work. And God asked me a question. He said, remember Rebecca? she gave to the servants of Isaac, to the servant of Abraham, she gave them water without meeting a man, without knowing that it was a marriage mission they came for. Look at that person that genuinely loves you without having any ulterior motive about marriage. Somebody who just likes you. Some of you men, may God forgive you. The one that likes you is the one you turn your back on. The one that is going to kill you is the one you are pursuing. Slap any brother around you, say you are loose, you are delivered. Let me tell the brother, you've not been seeing me, I've been around you, I've been around. Come on. Now, yet you go marry later, come back home. After 6 months, you go to grow lean. I don't see fire. Nonsense. See the one giving you water. You will leave that one. Because Rebecca began to give them water. You will not marry that one that is every time the person talks to you, she just talks to me, she cools me down. Slap your brother, say they are talking to you. Anytime you meet with this one, you put just talk, you live there recharged. You feel there, you live there happy, you live there feeling like a king. But the people from your village will not let you rest. Your forefathers from the village, who still want you back in the village, they will turn your eyes away from that one. And the next thing they will tell you, can't you see that one? The one that the closer you get to, the farther she goes. And then when you get closer, what are you looking for? When she roll her eye like this, what are you looking for? You go and meet your friend, say, don't worry, she's playing hard to get. She's playing hard to get. Say, that's the one, I will do anything to get her. Even when God is warning you that can't you see the whiskers and the vibrancy of the lion? So that's where I'm going to. Then boom, you get married. And then you are like, hello sweetheart, can you come? To where? Sweetheart, you are my wife. You don't command me. Sweetheart, you don't talk to me like this. Shut up. Do I look like somebody you command? You went to school, I went to school. What is the problem? You make your money, I make my money. So what is the issue? Who are you? Then you now call Papa, PPH. When is PPH? With our God. Now that's how you go remember PPH. Fire don't burn. Papa, please pray. The devil has entered. The devil didn't enter anywhere. You saw the sign. You saw the sign. But the people from your village won't let you rest. Same thing with those of us who are sisters. They go, shut up. And you go and tell your friends. They say, come. But this guy you're going to, the way this guy is talking to you, no, don't mind him. Don't mind. You know, that's how guys always like, they just try to be hard. He's just trying to prove that he's a man. And then, but the other day told you, get out of my car and drop now. Out. And you press the brake and boom, open the door. Out. And he dropped you right in the middle of the road. I'm talking to somebody here. Drop you right in the middle of the road. And drove away. Please, I don't know what I said that offended you. Forgive me. Let's continue. Help me slap a lady around you. Say something they do you. Say, no, Papa. And I were like, my sister, are you sure you're in the right? Papa, you know, man, you know, he's a very nice guy. Just that anytime that thing come on him, that's something come. Like, he's a very nice guy, Papa. It's just that thing, that's the only thing, Papa. You see, Papa. You know, there's no way you marry somebody that's 100%. Lecture me now, lecturer. Papa, you know there's no way you marry somebody that's 100%. See, Papa, you understand, eh? You get what I'm saying? Eh? Be rotating your head. I am 22 years in marriage. You're about to start. You saw the signs. What I'm telling you happened in this city. Happened in this city. My wife and I called this girl and we said, sweetheart, this guy she called me, she was crying. The guy parked his car and told her to get out. Slapped her in the car. I said, sweetheart. I even personally called the guy. I said, sir, I'm not sure the two of you should get married. The two of you need to be healed. Otherwise, you damage each other in marriage. 1 hour I spent with this guy on the phone. The girl still went ahead. Got married. Barely 6 months into their marriage. Papa, I said, what is the problem? She said, the guy is bringing girls into the house. She has them recorded. He will sleep with girls in their matrimonial home. Long and short of it today, they already have a child, but they are no longer together. The marriage has ended. Brilliant girl. It has changed her status. She's now a divorced woman looking for a husband. Take this thing seriously. Purpose definition. Make sure that you know that this person, my assignment is to cross water. I am going to be crossing water all the time. So I need a partner that can provide me that kind of assistance, a boat partner. You can't marry a partner that hates water and your assignment has to do with water. You know, I want to marry you and, but hey, can we talk please? I like you, and the only problem I have is I see that there are a lot of people around you. People always come around you. And I'm not comfortable. I see a lot of girls around you. I'm a speaker. I'm a singer. I sing. It's women that will promote my music. Women like my... Oh, well, that's where the problem lies. I saw a picture. You were snapping with one girl, and you did like this, and your shoulder was touching her body. They are fans. No, that's exactly what I'm saying. You don't know what I'm saying. You think they are fan, but she has intention. Now, so you mean 100 women have intention on me alone? So here you are, your assignment has to do with the public, but the person you marry hates the public. That will be the beginning of your downfall. Purpose. Purpose should decide partner. Have I sufficiently made that clear to you? Purpose definition. Number 3, destination connection. That is closely connected to purpose definition. Destination connection. Are we heading the same way? Do we feel for the same thing? As I'm talking about going to the nations, I'm planning to set my business around the world. I hope you are not getting married to somebody who say, look, sorry, all this talk, you know, today when we are talking, you are telling me about your business. We're going to be in Canada. We're going to be, your mouth is very big. Why can't we stay in one place? Here you are talking global. The person you want to marry is talking local. That should tell you that this is a Lamborghini that you want to use to fly across the waters. It's not going to work. And I shared with you what happened in Nigeria here. My own pastor way back in 1992, one of the most respected teachers of the word of God that you know. 20 years after marriage, his wife looked at him and she said, sorry, that look, resign, stop, shut down the ministry you are doing in Nigeria. That I want us to be in America. The man said, sorry, God didn't call me to America. God called me to Nigeria. She said, sorry, it's either you go with me to America or the marriage comes to an end. I can't stay with you. 20 years after marriage, anytime she wants to go to America, he will provide money. She will go for 6 months. She will stay there for as many months as she wants. She is more American-minded. The man of God is focused on Nigeria. 20 years after, that's how the marriage ended. Destination connection. Are we heading the same way? Are we passionate about the same thing? Do we have similar interests? Is there a connection between the two of us? Number 4, love expression. Love expression definition. You listen. My God. Can I get some water? Here's something I want to say to you. Open it for me. Thank you. Here's something I want to say to you. Define how you receive love and define how you give love. That will simplify relationship. For instance, when I was going to get married when I got married to my wife, you know, I like giving gifts. Is that okay? I like giving. I show love by giving gift. It could be money, it could be anything, you know. So, I want to buy shoes for my wife. I like buying things for my wife. So I want to buy shoe, very beautiful snake stuff. I bought that for my wife. And I came home and I dropped it. Barely a few months into our marriage, I kept it on the table. And I said, hey, baby, how are you? And she said, fine, from the kitchen. And I said, guess what? I bought you something. And my wife came out. And my wife looked at it. She said, thank you. And my wife went back to the kitchen. Now, if you grew up in my own era, we grew up watching Indian film. You didn't watch Indian film. You watch Telemundo. Sign Indian film, Dramendra. Johnny man. Johnny come on. Johnny man. And then somebody will go on their knees. When you buy gift for the woman, Johnny man. Hey, the woman will come, Johnny man. Johnny man. And she will touch your legs, Johnny man. Then she will hold your legs, your knees, Johnny man. She will start rubbing your chest, Johnny man. Johnny man. And then she will kiss you. So when I brought the gift, in my mind, I didn't know I married a worry woman. I was expecting Indian wife to manifest. She comes and says, thank you. And she went inside. That day, even though I was a pastor, that day, thank God we're not in America. That is a good time to get a gun and enter the kitchen and say, hi. The moment she said, boom, boom, boom. Every time I felt like I should die. Because no kiss, no hug, no song. I don't even know why you are laughing. You're supposed to be pitying me. You're supposed to feel for me. It's very, right? Very sad. That day I went and sat down. In the night, she now came. I brought your food. So, first of all, the problem was that she didn't even know what she did. She now brought me food. Hoping through. Because they taught her from home that the way to the heart of a man, through food. So she too now brought food. Hoping I was going to look at it first and say, oh my God. Wow. You two come. I hug you. I say, God, don't catch you. It's payback time. So when she brought the food, I said, sorry, I don't feel like eating. I was dead hungry. I said, I don't feel like eating. She said, but I spent all my time. I said, where's Mama Way? She's somewhere. She said, I spent all my time. I prepared for money. I prepared the food. You don't eat. In my mind, I said, me too. I went to the market. I looked for the shoe. Johnny, man. Hey. back time. At that point, we were all hurting. She is hurting that I didn't eat her food. I'm hurting that she didn't appreciate my gift. So we slept like that. The next day morning, God woke me up. He said, you are going the way of your father. That's exactly what your father normally does. Whenever your mother offends him, he will not eat her food and cook his own food. Let this mark the end of not eating your wife's food under any guise for the rest of your life. And that marked the end of it. But here's where I'm going to. That day I now say, but God, look at what she did. He said, you don't understand the woman. Let every man dwell with women according to knowledge. An ignorant man will mess up his marriage. Let every man dwell with women, how sir? According to the knowledge of women. So every man must pursue special knowledge about women. You must read about women. That marked the beginning of my study about women. And that's how I stumbled on a study called gender dialect. That's when I got to know that genders have a way they speak love. Women don't talk love like men do. That was before 5 love language came out. That was the book, that was a study that helped me. And I got to realize that my wife was expecting me to come and show her love in the kitchen. So when I came back, she was expecting me to come to the kitchen and say, hi sweetie, how was your day? And just even touch her, how can I help you? And that was what she was just expecting. But me, I came bragging with my gift. Expecting a song from India. I didn't get one from Worry. I said, oh, now I see. And then 5 love language came out. So I got to know that my wife's love language is act of service. That's how she receives love. That's how she gives love. My own, I receive love with quality time. I give love with gifts. So understand your love expression. The book, they see the book, 5 love language. Waiting with this one, get love, get language. All these American people. You better read the book now. So that when someone comes into your life and say, look, how do I love you? You just simply say, look, don't stress yourself for me. If you want to show me love, help me. My love language is act of what, sir? Simplify the journey. You want to love me. You want me to be happy. Before we get married, we may not do all the love, touch, romance. But please, once in a while, hold my hand. Let's cross the road. Once in a while, just touch me on the back. I am a physical touch person. I'm a person of word of affirmation. Please, I need you to speak right words. They matter to me. Don't leave somebody guessing. How should I love her? Hey, God bless you. You are the sweetest sugar in my tea. They look at it. Wait, all this kind of nonsense. So they talk. And the guy feels broken. I was just trying to show you love. But that's not the way she internalizes love. For instance, my wife, now I go and meet my wife and I'll be saying, Mary, the only sugar. But before you finish, if my wife slap you, your poetry will stop. Because my wife does not internalize love like that way. You know why? My wife has been surrounded by too many people who will tell you what they don't mean. So my wife finds it difficult to believe when people are told these flattery words. My wife doesn't believe it. I'm showing you how that if you're going to be happily married, define how you receive love and how you give love. How you give love may not be how you receive love. Am I making sense to you here? How many of you have seen that book, 5 Love Language? Raise your hand. Raise it up very well. How many of you have read it? What are the 5 love languages? Number 1. Loud and clear. Confirmation. Number 5, character definition. Please, I'll rush through this in 3 minutes. I'm out of here. Character definition. Make sure before you settle with anybody, define their character and define your own character. Character is superior to anything in marriage. You will live with character. The character of a person will decide the happiness or the lack of it in your marriage. Character. Don't play with red flags. When you start seeing bad characters in manifestation, don't play with bad attitude, bad behaviors. Don't play with them. When you see them, don't say, oh, the person will change. Number 6, gender need. Gender need definition. Define what the gender you want to marry. Define what that gender needs. For instance, if you're going to marry a man, what is one major thing men need the most? What is the number one thing men need? Say it louder. Say it so that they can hear. Because some of them don't know. Say it louder. Respect. Respect is like the oxygen a man breathes. The absence of it will choke him. A man may be fighting you and you will not know why, and he doesn't know why. And it's because he feels disrespected. So know what every gender need, and particularly know what the gender you're about to marry, the person you're about to marry. Even though all men need respect, all men don't receive respect the same way. So make sure the person you want to marry, make sure you get to know how the person wants to be what? Respected. What is the number one need of women? Men. Men, what is the number one need of women? See the way the women answer your own, straight. Please, all women, let's hear them now. Men, let's hear men. All men, what is the number one need of women? Balance. Confusion. Money. Women, what is your number one need? Maybe you are even the one confusing the men. You don't know what you need. Okay, 1 minute. What is your number one need, women here? Attention. All women here, if that's your number one need, raise your hand. Attention. Women here, what is your number one need? Love. If love is your number one need, women, raise your hand. Love, raise your hand. Over here, women, what is your number one need? Attention. Auntie Oma, what? Love, attention. What is your number one need? Attention. Okay. Okay. Hey, Father, help us. Okay, women, listen. Can I have 3 women? How many of you say attention is your number one need? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Attention. Let me have, come to me. Come to me. Let me have 2 of you. Let me have you 2, the lady on white. Come, yeah. Yeah, the lady coming on black. Come. God bless you. Any other attention here? Come. Okay. Can I have the microphone? Sorry, ma. Attention is number one need, right? What does this attention mean to you? You use the microphone.
Attention means...
Educate the guys.
Okay, attention means giving all your time and money and...
Where are you running to? Come back to my class. Where are you running to? Sweetie, come. You and I have to talk. You can't just come on. Come. Yes, ma, attention.
Attention means...
To you.
Yeah, to me. Whenever I'm bored
Whenever
No, you are educating them. That guy needs to learn. Yeah.
attention me whenever I'm bored and somebody is around me, whenever there is attention, money will involve and other things.
Okay,
follow.
money will be involved. Okay, sorry, attention.
Praise the Lord. So I feel if I have attention, I've gotten all I need. If I have your attention, we will discuss business. If I have your attention, we will discuss money. If I have your attention, we will pray together. If I have your attention, we do every single thing we need to do. That's the thing. But if I don't have your attention, zero.
So what is attention?
Attention is everything.
What is everything?
Attention.
Ma'am.
Yeah, thank you very much. To me, attention is love. Somebody cannot say I love you without being there. Sometimes it can be a mere saying I love you. The first thing that every woman needs is attention. When the guy is there for you, he will know when you need to be pet. Maybe, baby, when you look at your face, you say, oh, baby, you need me. Maybe what's bothering you? If he's not there, if his attention is not there, he cannot know what bothers you at a particular time. Thank you very much. It includes the money and the provision, the gifts and all the rest. Thank you.
These are our guest speakers next month. Okay, so listen. Can we put something here? Come close. So if I get you, it's like what you're trying to define as attention is being there for you. Huh? Being there, right? That's what attention, to be there. When I need you, you are there for me. That's attention, right? Right? When I need you, you are there for me. That's attention. What is one thing that will make somebody to be there for you? So what should you be looking for? Somebody can give you attention and deprive you of other things. But somebody who loves you cannot deprive you of attention. In love, there are three things: care, affection, attention, intimacy. There can be no intimacy without attention. So what you should be looking for is the umbrella that carries everything. Is that okay? Don't go for the one leg. Attention is one of what love offers. So when you are about to marry a guy, you are looking for, in order to know if he loves you, look for attention, look for care, look for intimacy. You look for all those things. Is that okay? So those are the ingredients of love. But don't follow the ingredients thinking it is the thing. You can get the ingredient, one of it, and not get the main thing. Okay? You are such a beautiful woman. I'm glad that you know what you're looking for. Some people don't even know what they are looking for. So some people need attention. Is that okay? But God so can you know what you're looking for. I pray one of these guys will give you here. Is that okay? Okay. So gender need. You can see the whole kind of confusion going on here. Gender need. It's important you know your own need as a gender and know the need of the person you want to connect with. Number 7, is that correct? That's family background definition. Never play with where somebody is coming from. Everybody is the extension of where they are coming from, except God changes their orientation. Everybody. That is why always ask question. How was your father's marriage? Study where he's coming from, where she's coming from. You know why? People from broken homes end up sometimes breaking you. People from homes where they were hurt end up hurting you, except God heals them. Do you understand that? So define the kind of family the person is coming from. Lastly, make sure you get divine approval definition. Meaning, divine approval definition. If God knows, say yes. If everybody says it's good, don't go. If God doesn't say yes, if everybody says yes, don't move. There are 8 relationships I want to talk to you that you need to build in order to have a marriage and relationship that is very successful, but because of our time, I must respect your moment, and we'll push that over to another session by the grace of God. Maybe I will do that on TikTok so that we can just get on today. I'm sure you've been blessed today.
Thank you for watching. We hope you were blessed and richly transformed by this sermon. Join us on site and online in any of our centers globally as displayed on the screen.
When we pray, there's a God who hears us.
Yeah.
When we pray, there's a God to answer.
Yeah.
When we pray, we prevail, we prosper. 'Cause with a God, all things are possible.
Follow us on all social media handles as shown on the screen. Also, don't forget to join Prophetic Prayer Hour with Reverend Sam Oye, weekdays Monday to Friday by 5:50 a.m. West African time. Join on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Rev Sam Oye. Please invite your friends and family members, for with our God, all things are possible. For more inquiries, visit www.thetransformingchurch.org. We celebrate you.
I'm intoxicated by the power in that name. That name is more powerful than neutron bomb, more powerful than chemotherapy. That name is more powerful than radiotherapy. I've seen the name work.
One church making global impact. This is the Transforming Church International. One church making global impact.